Welcome to Total Fitheads.
Serious fitness for not so serious people. Hey Fitheads, we are Allie and Max, and we have completed our fitness journey, so we're here to tell you all of the mistakes we made and what we wish we knew before we transformed into superhuman muscle pump gains people.
Gains people. Down in Gainesville, Florida.
We also did not rehearse this intro, but look, the point is, it's a new year, and we know all of you are getting on board on your fitness journey, and there's a lot of stuff that I wish I'd have told myself back then that I did not know, and I know now, but it's too late because I'm already, obviously...
Because I already wasted dozens of hundreds of hours
yeah,
working out the wrong way.
So if you're just starting out or switching into something new, or even if you are further along in your fitness journey, I imagine I've done something stupid that could help you out.
Yeah.
To avoid doing that.
Big time.
So that's why we're here to chat that up today. We also want to hear from you guys. We waited till the end of the last episode, to be like, hey, give us feedback on YouTube. But hopefully most of you are still stuck around right now because we, in the new year, would like to have more of a conversation with you all. We want to be more interactive. We want to hear from our Fithead team.
Yeah.
Because it seems that we have a tight group out there of awesome people that keep returning. And so your voice deserves to be heard. Say hey in the YouTube comments. Let us know what you want to see in the new year. Yeah,
we'll be checking all the comments, and while we do our bedtime curls, we'll be checking all the comments and trying to respond. And Bedtime curls.
Yeah, I also want to hear where you all are on your fitness journey. Are you the person that's just starting out? Are you the people that want to hear about dialing in exactly the keto macros that will work for you? Are you somewhere in between? Are you trying to
figure out what a deadlift is? Are you trying to figure out what you can and cannot deadlift? Spoilers, nothing.
It doesn't exist. So hit us up. We I'm psyched for our Fitheads in 2021.
Yeah, I'm psyched too.
We're coming
we actually got
a
pretty sick library of guests this year. We got some people that I was like, how the I can't believe we got that guy or that girl or whatever.
I know, and I'm looking back, if you'd have told me when we started Total Fitheads that we'd have talked to all those people and I have learned all of that stuff, I'd be like,
yeah,
not gonna happen.
Yeah,
I'm pretty stoked. Cool. And it has made a huge difference for me. I mean, I warm up now. Can you imagine?
Imagine that.
I'm trying to think what else I changed. Stopped cracking my back.
I stopped. Well, now I just feel guilty every time I crack.
But you do it still.
It's such a force of habit that I have a tough time. It's something I started this year, which I really hate that I do now, is I crack my knee. I just sort of shake my leg and I can get it to crack a little bit, which is a new one for me.
Does it feel better when you do that?
Yeah, it feels a billion times better. I don't know if that's good or bad or whatever. Yeah. Nobody sends me more Instagram comments about my dog than Nate.
Really? He's your most engaged follower.
He is so engaged. It's very fun.
That's funny. Does he have a dog?
He has a very cute dog as well, which is weird because I don't see him doing a lot of cardio. Dogs are only good for cardio, right?
Yeah.
As you put him on your shoulder, just do squats.
Yours is like a curl weight kind of. How much does he weigh?
10 pounds.
Yeah, that's a good curl weight.
When we got him, he was 8. We got him up to 12, and then he sort of thinned out again. He needs to get. We started scooping some protein into his food for sure.
Oh man, our Total Fitheads protein line needs to be have a dog section. Dog.
We'll have different proteins for men, women, and dogs, obviously, because men and women need wildly different protein.
Crazy different protein for men versus women.
Yeah, there's dude teen and babe teen.
Meant to be consumed in the kitchen, obviously.
While not driving.
Well, or being poor at driving. To be fair, I've told you this before. I'm terrible at driving, and I'm proud of it. It's the only feminine thing about me.
I'm excellent at driving because I logged so many hours. But by excellent at driving I mean I can very efficiently eat like a full Big Mac meal or a Whopper meal while driving. The
With
hardest
little
thing actually
cheese.
is chicken nuggets, because you need to be able to eat your nuggets and your dipping sauce. So you do need two hands, and it's one of the
That's
hardest
tough.
things in the world.
Have you spilled?
Well, it's like one of those things you only get good by making a million mistakes. So yes,
Sure.
of course I've spilled. The worst is I used to do it when I had my office job. So I'd wear like a shirt and tie, and they'd be like, "What is that giant stain on your shirt? Is that barbecue sauce?" And I'm like, "Maybe."
That's when I
What's it to
started wearing
you?
vests.
It's actually honey mustard. Yeah, exactly.
And then your
Why you?
seatbelt just has like a trail of sauce tears.
No, my shirt just has a seatbelt negative zone. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
Oh,
great.
it's
It's
good.
like a tan.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So let's get into it. Let's actually talk about what you wish you knew back before you were fit.
Mhm.
There was a time, ladies and gentlemen, when I was not fit.
When I
Or,
was
well, I was still working out and I wasn't fit. Imagine that. Because I was doing dumb things.
yeah, I don't mean to, no offense to you, but I put you in a bucket of like girls that were on the treadmill for 6+ hours a day
Yeah.
and like nothing happened. And just being like, man, that sucks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, not like that's dumb or that's smart. Just like, yeah, that sucks that you're doing that. It's not working. Ugh.
Mm.
Who knows? I don't know. That's a tough one. Is that your first one? Get off the mill, off the
Yeah, I
hamster
mean,
wheel.
I guess that's all of them, honestly. Getting out of that mindset has something to do with every one of my tips.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, I guess this was actually my last one, but I'll say it first. It's do what you like. So I
mm.
spent so much time on the treadmill, elliptical, just like trying to put in hours, and I thought like
Hours.
the
Oh my
crappy, yeah,
God.
hours. The crappier that it was, the better it was for me, right? You have to be miserable to get somewhere,
Hmm.
to achieve. No pain, no gain, but like mental pain, right?
Mm.
And now working out is super fun because I do dope stuff that I like. And
Yeah.
I just wish I could go back and tell myself, like, no, you don't have to be miserable to get fit. Like, and that's not me telling everyone, like, well, stop being on the treadmill and lift weights. Because if you are lifting weights and hate it, go get on the treadmill if you like
Hmm.
it, you know?
Yeah.
Or,
Do the thing that you like that is
right,
fit related will help.
play
Yeah.
tennis or whatever it is that gets you pumped. Go
Yeah.
do that. You don't have to do the thing that sucks.
And it goes even further than that. Like, I remember we were talking to Stanimal about, and I feel like an idiot. I forget his girlfriend's name, but his girlfriend is also a stunt person. Like,
Mm-hmm.
not, I mean, no one's equally as fit as Stanimal, but she's close.
She's half as fit because she's
half
probably
the, she's half the human being size. Yeah.
yeah.
But I think I said something like, is it hard to have a girlfriend who's not, oh, because he was very, very strict on his diet. We were at like a barbecue and he had brought his own Tupperware full of, turkey scramble or whatever. And I was like, is it hard to, like, when you're so strict on your diet, or I guess by extension, when you want to spend so many hours in the gym, is it hard to like explain that to a girlfriend? Have you ever had a girlfriend that wasn't as fit? Because he was like, me and my girlfriend go to the gym all the time. It's like one of the hobbies that we have together. It's one of the things that we do together. We spend a lot of time. I was like, damn, I never thought about how hard it would be. Like, if you're super into fitness and your girlfriend just isn't, or boyfriend just isn't for whatever reason. And he was like, well, it's like my hobby, so it's something I'm really into. So it's nice that if I was into like sailing or woodworking or whatever, that would be the thing that I go do for me. That's fun for me. It just so happens that we share this hobby. You know what I mean? So it's not so foreign. Whereas for some reason in my brain, it never occurred to me that someone would be as accepting of your fit lifestyle as they would of your, I don't know, golf, or, you know what I mean?
Woodworking is a
Like
great
horse
one.
riding. I don't know. It was just
Yeah.
it was like a mind meld kind of situation.
Well, it's also really cool to think of it like make fitness your hobby.
Yeah.
Figure out what in fitness is going to be so fun that you want to go do that in your free time. Not I get fitness done so I can go woodwork.
Right.
It's
Right.
that like
Or
the thing
like
you want to
other,
go do to get away.
like you have hobbies that get you fit. Like surfers.
Yeah.
I don't think surfers would say that fitness is their hobby, but every surfer I know is shredded.
Yeah.
Because they're surfing all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so if you can find a way to make fitness your hobby in general, not like your byproduct or like a chore, that's a really good one.
Pull-ups are my hobby.
Pull-ups are a hobby. Yeah.
Very
Girlfriend
specific.
wrestling. Dog wrestling is a good one too.
10 pounds. I feel bad for him.
I wonder what the world would be like if like you're just sitting there and somebody just like scoops you up, puts you on his shoulder, gives you a bunch of smooches, and then like plops you right back down in your bed. You're just like, what? What just happened? Oh, okay, I'm good.
There's this scene in Monsters Inc. where Sully hugs the little Boo, and it's just like this close up, and she's like right here and just surrounded by fur and love.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh man, I wish I could feel that. I just want to be that in that moment. And like, I will never have a giant monster friend. I mean, I do have this giant bear next to me.
Yeah, you're halfway there. You just need to get him sentient.
So in college, I built this hug booth. I built a hug so I could feel that moment.
So I can feel some love. I can finally feel loved.
It was basically a telephone booth, but it had 3 walls instead of 4. So as you walked into it, it got tighter around you, and it was plush. It was like upholstered with fur. So I built like this Sully
like
hug
your
thing.
fur room.
Yeah, that. I've been doing this for a while.
Your fur room only at like, oh my god,
yeah.
that's a nightmare.
Yeah,
kind
in
of.
a good way though.
It's like a Willy Wonka room.
It was strange, and I put it in a gallery so people could just like come try it.
Yeah. Did anyone get trapped? Did everyone get out?
Did anyone have a panic attack? No, it was inviting. Anyway, how do we get on this? Oh, right, lifting up your dog.
Right. So yours was enjoy.
Yeah. Fitness doesn't have to suck. You don't have to do something crappy. Yeah. Make it your hobby.
It was also interesting because for a long time I put track and field and strict weightlifting in that hobby of why would you do that? You know, I used to be like, I like sports, you know, I want to play a game. Mm-hmm. So why would I want to play track and field? That's like the thing that I do to get ready for my game, soccer or whatever.
Yeah.
So it took me a while to figure out sort of the appeal of that, just because I was coming from an opposite end of no. Fitness is sort of the secondary thing that helps the game that I want to excel at. So, but now I mean, I like, you know, I like both. So I think you can learn to love whatever you want to love. My first one, I guess I'll do my similar but opposite of yours, which is that a routine is very key. So because I was coming from that idea of, I'll play pickup basketball. I can do that whenever, and anytime there's an opportunity, I will do it. And so I don't need to like build in a time of day or budget out time to do it or block off a part of my day to do it or whatever. Whereas now, if I'm especially working out at home, I think a lot of people, if you just say, I'll get a workout in at some point on Monday or at some point this week, it's not nearly going to be as effective as every day, you know, after lunch, I do my workout. And that routine, I think, goes a long, long way. Because for a long time, I would just sort of do it whenever I felt like it. And that I had the free time. Yeah. And I was doing fun stuff, and I could do sort of whatever I wanted. But it was as easy as it is to just pop in a workout. It's very much more effective long-term, I think, to have like your routine that then you can stray from if you need to. But if every day I wake up, have a cup of coffee, and do a quick morning workout or whatever, part of a routine really, really helps. I
Habits
think that goes a long, long way. Because
you're not forcing anything. If you make it a habit, then it takes zero effort or thought. Which ties into what we were talking about last episode about making systems, not goals. So if your system is to have this workout, whatever it is, 3 times a week, and you do those things, right? Like instead of, I haven't lost the 5 pounds yet. I can't check off my goal. I am not there. I'm not there. Mm-hmm. But if you set up a system, Monday, I did my workout, check off the goal. Like you've accomplished something. Instead of always striving to get to that goal, it's like following your habit that you've made is the accomplishment.
Yeah. That's also like when you write a list and your first number one thing is write list, and you just knock that thing off right away. It's like the most satisfying thing in the world. What's your do you have a routine? Do you work out at night? Do you still doing that
Yeah.
fast workout?
Yep. Still doing it, and it's in the
Pretty good.
evenings. Yeah. I mean, that at this point is like zero effort. It's easier than teeth brushing.
Yeah.
If anything, I have to put effort into resting.
Yeah.
I if I'm switching my training, I'm a little bummed that I might have to stop having like a 5-day split. And the reason I do that is because then I can work out more. You know, total body freaks me out because then you got to take days off to recover.
Yeah. Total body's weird. And total body you don't get the after the day's soreness in the specific part after that you're like, oh yeah, I really
Wet
nailed
legs.
my calves or whatever, you know,
Calf
like,
day.
calf day. Which is also another like sort of underrated satisfying part of
Yeah.
workout soreness, DOMs or whatever.
Mm-hmm. The next day, and you feel like accomplished if you can't like sit on the toilet because your hamstrings
Yeah.
hurt so badly.
I used to work in an office with a bunch of guys. We'd all work out at the same sort of spot with the same trainer, strength coach or whatever. And then there would be just days when like none of us could walk and we're all like deadlifting. And we'd all just, you know, we'd all know, you'd spot it like around the office.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was fun. My buddy one time, actually, he did. He also used to work in an office, and he said he hadn't worked out in a while. And then he was like, all right, I'm getting back into it. I gotta hit it hard. We're doing arms today. And so he did so many curls that he pulled both of his biceps. And so he couldn't extend his arm. You know what I mean? So he like, you know, so he just walked around all day with his arms crossed like Buddha or whatever. I don't know if it's Buddha, but it's somebody. He'd be like, hey, how's it going? You know, and you know, he just couldn't extend his arms, but he was too embarrassed. He didn't want to show anybody, so he just walked around with his arms crossed for a full day. It was awesome.
I feel like I would do that if I took a day off and then just like attack one muscle. Good Lord.
Just destroy it.
All right. Well, what you were saying in your last one leads me to my next one, because you're saying like, well, anything can become fun, and like lifting wasn't the hobby, but now I've made it so.
Yeah.
I wish I'd learned about gamifying my workout from the beginning. Like it's so fun to see my numbers move up and like track that and unlock the next level. I mean, I don't play video games, and it's because like my life is a video game, and I feel like that goes a long way when you first start out to like, especially because the learning curve makes it like so easy to move up. So anyone that's just starting, like, keep track of your numbers, whatever you're achieving, whether it's how fast your mile was or how much you snatched.
How many pull-ups you can do.
Yeah.
Do you think the best way to do that is keeping score?
I mean, I write it down and it feels awesome. So, but I don't know what other way, what did he do it? I mean, when I first got my first pull-up, like there's nothing really to track except, I mean, you're working your way up to like a big movement.
Yeah. I guess you could say like how tired I am or how sore I am or whatever. I've only tracked a couple of things like that, but I remember they'd be like, how much you deadlift? I'm like 203. You know, like it was so like, yes, I know exactly how much it was. A, because I know, and B, because it's a weird number, but you know, I knew exactly what I was doing, blah, blah, blah. But I think tracking it is really fun. Knowing what to track and what to sort of work towards. Yeah. That's a really fun one to do.
Yeah, that's a part of why I was drawn to bodybuilding versus CrossFit, because you never really do the same thing in CrossFit again. Right. You know, like, I mean, I guess like once a year I do Murph and see how that, well, more than once a year now at this point. I just do it on my YouTube channel too much. But like seeing that number move up. But it's rare in CrossFit that you like repeat something to the point of like being able to see that level up. Yeah. But more so in powerlifting and bodybuilding, you see that.
It is, yeah, the specific number. Or I guess the other way to do it is like, man, the 40s feel real easy today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's also kind of a nice feeling.
Yeah.
But that is a lot harder to capture that.
Another thing that's been really cool is watching my levels on interval training. Like I want to spike as high as I can because I know it sucks so badly. Like and I know the best that I've gotten is 162 on my Christmas workout, you know. That not having that like I don't ever want to go back. It's so fun to be able to see numbers with a interval workout. Which I guess before that it was just like heart rate for length of time or something.
Heart rate, yeah. One thing I will caution against is knowing what to track. Your levels is obviously its own thing. Heart rate's important, but like pounds, your body, the the weight of your human body on the scale. We talk about that all the time, but that's like a stupid thing to track. It's not a stupid thing, but it's like not the only thing. It's not what so many people say for years and years and years was like the best thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's like the only metric that people use. I just want to lose weight. You know?
Yeah, I want to lose weight, and we're like, why? Do you want to be hotter? Okay, well, if you don't have to lose weight, or do you want to be? Do you know what I mean? You want to be stronger? Probably shouldn't lose weight.
Yeah, or those moments where I have gained weight, but it was muscle mass and actually lost fat, and if I was still in that mindset, I would have felt really bad about myself.
Right. So I think gamifying is good, but knowing what to
not wait.
My next one was, speaking of that, it's you can't gain or lose weight in specific parts.
Targeted weight loss.
I want to lose belly fat. It's like, okay, I want to get taller. Like, what are we doing? You know, I want to grow a fifth hand, you know?
Yeah.
So I think people sort of.
You have 4?
But that's crazy too, because we still see it. Like that's like one of the number one things we see is like how to target that stubborn belly fat, or like how to lose weight in your glutes or whatever. And I'm like, man, how is nobody getting that? And I mean, what are they saying? Are they saying like, are they disguising muscle build as fat loss? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know what they're selling.
And for anyone who doesn't know this, like scientifically, you cannot target fat loss. When you lose fat, it's just all over your body, distributed however your genetics burns fat. And if you do crunches, you won't burn fat in a specific area like your stomach. It has nothing to do with where you're working out, where your muscle or where your fat is burned.
Your muscle gets bigger there, right? But it doesn't. I feel like I've explained this like dumbly because nobody seems to get it.
Yeah, kind of ridiculous. Well, that leads to my next one, which also kind of relates to the looking at the scale thing. You should aim to add muscle. I spent a lot of time not knowing that. Or worrying about getting bulky. Why do you think I was on the treadmill? Because muscle, didn't want to look not like a ballerina. And so I thought like adding muscle would do that. And it will not. If anything, it will speed up your metabolism. It will make that weight go down, or muscle go up, fat go down. So don't be afraid of muscle.
Don't be afraid of muscle. Don't be afraid of gaining muscle. Also, muscle can be hot, I think. But I do also think that's a relatively new one. We talked about this a little bit before, but like Instagram, for all the weird stuff it's done, Instagram has also helped at least normalize a bunch of other different body types as hot, I think.
Yeah.
Including the muscle bound guys and girls, super buff guys and girls, people who look like real life superheroes.
Yeah. A few of which we've had on our show.
Yeah, exactly. So
Max
I think
included.
That's cool. Yeah. Starting and finishing with us. But I think that's kind of cool that
not just don't be afraid of muscle, but that should be your goal. Like everybody should want to add on muscle. It will increase longevity. It will torch the fat. Like that's how you burn fat, is like speed up your metabolism by using the energy you put in as muscle. And if you're wanting to get fitter, that is the way to do it.
It's a good way. My next one was the joys of pre-workout. Pre-workout is awesome. And I
Yeah.
guess I mean supplements. And I think what's funny is I've seen a lot of people say like, supplements are not the only thing, like don't get bogged down. Supplements, not a big deal. But supplements are pretty fun. Like
Yeah.
they're pretty cool. They're pretty fun to play around with. Are they the only thing? No. Is there a magic pill to get you super jacked? No, maybe. I don't know. I haven't found it yet. And I guess on a more general idea, of making it fun, there's other stuff that are sort of silly and useless that make it a lot more fun. And if it helps you in whatever way, then just go for it. Like if a new pair of workout shorts like is really gonna make your day and make you go work out, then yeah, buy them. Who cares? Why not?
Yeah.
And so I thought that sort of goes along with my pre-work. I mean, I went into GNC not knowing anything about anything, asking for some gains, essentially. Can I have some gains, please?
I'll have one gains, please.
Yeah, make it two. And they and then the guy told me about Jacked, JAC 3D, which was a pre-workout that I think now is illegal. And
sure.
It was awesome. It took a scoop. My face felt like it was melting off. I had to do 1,000 pull-ups. Like it was fun and it was silly and it was
your hobby is
whatever.
pre-workout.
Yeah, and so it's if you like, play around pre-workout. It's kind of fun, and obviously be safe about it or whatever. Don't do whatever it got banned for. I'm not exactly sure. Well, the story that I know, the reason why it's banned, and again, it might be 1 part truth, 2 part urban legend, but
3 parts caffeine.
Yeah, it got banned because a bunch of people in the military took it and died, but they didn't take it and die. They died, RIP, and they had jacked in their system. So it's like, if I smoke cigarettes and then I walk in front of a bus and die, did the cigarettes kill me? I don't know, maybe, but probably the bus did a little bit more, So I think it could have been one of those situations, but also that they're always updating. Anyway, it was a lot of stuff. Play around with it. It's really fun. Have you ever tried powdered caffeine spags?
No, it's terrifying. So my friend had some and he showed me a scoop, like a tiny little, like less than a penny sized, and was like, this is enough to kill you.
Yes, it is.
You
That's
could actually
exactly
die.
Right. Yeah.
Like he wasn't like exaggerating. Like this is an overdose, and it was the smallest amount. And
it comes in a bag, like a grocery bag size bag.
What do you put it in? Your nose?
No, good Lord, no. Once in a while, I would literally pinch it between my fingers and just sprinkle it in like that, dusting
eggs
just like I would do a shot glass, a shot of it, because it's really bitter. At least the one I got, so it was like pretty gross.
But see, like even a sprinkle would upset me because you can't exactly measure it.
Yeah, well. You ever been cooking? They just tell you to do a pinch of this and pinch of that.
Yeah, but it doesn't have like a stimulant in it that will specifically make me go nuts.
So far, we're working on that. But yeah, so caffeine powder form was horrifying. The sprinkle was, that was when like I needed to do a video and I knew I'd been up all day filming and I needed to film it, edit for another 14 hours or whatever. I would sprinkle that and it was an absolute nightmare. It made my head throb. It made my heart explode. Like it was not great, but it was also bonkers. I guess what I'm saying is bonkers that I could buy it.
Yeah.
In a bag like that. It was awful.
Yeah. Crazy if you could like accidentally ingest that, or, your roommate's like, oh, cool.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, is this sugar? No. Oh, whoops. I'm dead. Bam. Done. Sorry, Max. Going to jail. See you never. Get those jail muscles.
Jail muscles.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's getting in quarantine, right? All you have is your little cell.
Isolation muscles.
Muscles. Well, supplements. Wait, hold on. I do want to talk about supplements in the triangle. So, because you were like, those supplements are like not important, but basically, like the triangle's here, and at the bottom is like nutrition,
and
then right above that is working out. And then once you've got those in line, that's way more important. Like if you don't have nutrition and working out in order, like don't worry about the top of the triangle, which is supplements. But if you do have that in
Really,
order,
it should be an upside down pyramid, right?
Right. So supplements are important.
Because it's the most important one is at the top.
Oh yeah.
And then you do the most of it.
Come on, FDA. What the
bread. Eat more bread.
Eggs food pyramid.
Bread and milk. Food pyramid.
Well, okay, this ties into my both next two. Which one should I? Okay. Nutrition. So based on that triangle, nutrition is actually more important than.
Oh, that's good. And it's a foundation.
Out.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
it's a
like
foundation.
The foundation of a house.
Yeah. You got to get that in line, and then you can stack working out on top, and then you can stack. I mean, you can start working out first, right? This is my thoughts for people that are just starting their fitness journey, and they're like, cool, I'm going to start working out, and that'll be effective in getting me towards what I want.
Yeah, it will.
Which it will be. But if you want to be as effective as possible, nutrition is way easier to get you towards fitness than working out. And if you have to pick one, which I do suggest you do, because changing too many things will drain your brain and you won't be able to stick to it and you'll do nothing. So pick one thing. And if you do, it's working out is not as effective as nutrition. Like example, you could just not eat a candy bar, which is like, takes you 10 seconds to get down.
Yeah.
Or you could eat that candy bar and then try and negate it with running, but that would be like 6 miles of running. Yeah. It's way easier to just eat right instead of trying to get rid of your eating right through working out. You can't outrun a bad diet, so get the diet first, and that will be the most effective in burning fat, adding muscle, whatever it is that you want to be doing.
And I think people don't realize how they think like diet's like it's like 80% workout, 20% diet, and I would almost say it's the opposite.
Which I didn't know that. I was like, I need to be getting on the treadmill when really I could have just.
That's the other depressing thing too, is when you're on the bike or the treadmill, the digital one, and you look down, it says like miles, like 1.2 or whatever, and then it says calories burned, 80. And you're like, what? A Big Mac is 1,500 calories. I'm gonna be on this, you start doing the math, and you're like, no, it must be a different calorie, right?
Yeah.
They're using different calories.
Human calories is not.
This is a healthy fat whatever. Yeah. I had something similar to that, which was the food, but also the idea of what a healthy food is. Health, air quotes, food. Yeah. Because a lot of times you'll get like a health bar or, a health drink or something, or you think something's healthy, and you just have no idea how crappy it is. And also like what's in it. Like a good example is goldfish, the cracker, not the fish. I eat a lot of goldfish. They're delicious. And it built itself as, gains. And it swallowed it's goldfish sort of presented itself as a health food, like a chip alternative, cracker alternative or whatever. They are healthier, but they're not that healthy. Yeah. Also, there's a lot of dairy in it, which I like. It's just like, it didn't even occur to me. So that, like, if I'm thinking like milk makes me sick to my stomach, but I'll eat a bunch of goldfish. It's like, would I eat 3 blocks of cheese? No. Would I eat 6 mozzarella sticks? Of course. And then you're like, wait a minute. And so a lot of things are sort of like that. Like Subway just got in trouble in Europe. Did you see that thing about Subway?
No.
They legally are not allowed to call their bread because there's so much sugar in it that it, by European standards, classifies as a cake.
Oh, wow.
Yikes. And if you start looking for sugar in stuff, then suddenly you realize how much sugar and how many things have a sort of hidden
garbage
amount of sugar. So
did you ever eat goldfish with your levels on and see what it did?
No, I didn't.
Unconfirmed, but it spiked the crap out of you, I bet.
I'm sure. I think that when you start, I maybe like start looking for sugar in things. That's like the easiest and most glaring way to see what is actually healthy and what is actually not, and like what is sort of like trying to pretend it is more healthy. In fact, to me, the only and easiest way to actually eat healthy is to prepare all of my own food. Because then if you buy it, essentially they are competing to make their food so delicious that you will buy it again, right? And then the easiest way to do that is put a ton of sugar in, or
and
like
fat
hide
and
other
salt.
stuff in there.
Well,
something. Yeah.
This blew my mind when I learned that Doritos, any sort of like snack chips like that, are engineered to not satisfy you. The point of the food is to make you want to eat more of it. Like you're eating so that you'll get full, and they're actively making a product that will not satiate you, that will just make you want to eat more of them. That's horrifying.
Yeah. But it's smart on their part.
Of course.
But it's also dumb. Yeah, I know. It's
Of course you are Mr. Chips. I don't want to take that away from you.
I know, and that's the problem. But
career based on chips.
I still love chips. And yeah, that was a big bummer for me, because I do love chips and I do like making art out of chips. And Doritos have a lot of dairy in them too. I mean, like, because that was the thing for me. I stopped sort of eating cheese and milk, thinking it sort of upset my stomach a little bit, and I don't know, I just didn't see the appeal. And then it was like, well, I'm not drinking milk, but you are eating Doritos. So you're like, what are you doing? You know, it's very sort of, am I tricking myself? Am I falling for a trick? You know, how much more I need to be looking at what I'm doing. That was a big one for me. And I'm sure there's other ways to do it. There's better ways to do it. But as of right now, the best and only way I know how to actually really do it is to just cook everything myself. And it's kind of annoying. But whatever, it's what it is.
Right. But worth it. Once you set up a system, it's easy and painless. It's just that initial startup, that friction, that inertia is tough. But when you get it going, then you just effortlessly superhuman.
Yeah. Figuring out the system is really hard.
Yeah. Well, that leads me to my last one, which this segued the entire time. Protein matters. I wish I didn't know that. I was just like counting calories for the longest time. And now, after having like gone from calorie counting to like strictly tracking my macros, protein, fat, carbs, and like dialing all those in very different ways based around my workouts or drinking or whatever it is, and like really paying attention to way too many details, I still realize that really it just comes down to like protein matters. You should just pay attention to protein. Get a bunch of that.
A scoop.
And you should be good. You should be good. Right?
Get 100 scoops a day.
I just mean, like, I was trying to eat high volume, low calorie, right? So I would always have like carrots or rice cakes or things that would absolutely spike my blood sugar, but like keep my calories as low as possible. Like that was my goal. When I would when I look back, I wasn't having any protein. I was eating like an apple because it's like really filling and kind of low calorie.
Yeah.
But then I'm just giving my body sugar and really screwing myself up. And when I should have been focusing on protein as like the building block for keeping me fit.
It really does come down to protein. Do you do a gram per body per pound
for myself? Yeah, but it doesn't even need to be that. I do, like, you and I work out a lot. I think the FDA recommends like something way lower, like 0.4, but that's like just to keep you alive, like the baseline.
No, 1 pound of body weight to 1 gram, I think, is like
per day,
athlete sort of baseline. And if you're bulking, it's 2 grams, or I can't remember what it is. But I mean that ends up being like a lot. Like one protein shake is usually like 40 grams.
Right.
And then suddenly, if you're an adult man, you're drinking 7 protein shakes or whatever.
That's rough for you because you're bigger. I only have to hit 125. Though there was a time where I was doing 180. At my tininess, it was like only.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
There was like at least half a year where I was doing that. It wasn't necessary.
But it was fun.
Right, exactly. It was so fun. I would just like drink a protein shake for breakfast and before I went to bed and for the day. But
have you found a different type of protein matters, or?
I haven't, although I should experiment more. I
haven't either, but I know people who swear that this one
isolate
is the best for
versus
me.
casein. Well, I was
Even
doing
like
gainer shakes and it would spike me like crazy. And
Mm.
now I realize that like maybe I was getting gains, but I was also getting like inflammation and dying sooner. So I stopped doing that.
A healthy dose of dying.
But no, just saying that like I've put so much effort into tracking my macros and in being so specific about it, I now realize that you don't have to do that. Like don't make that mistake that I did. Just like if you want to focus on something, up your protein.
Yeah.
Don't
That's a good first easy step that'll help you a
You don't
lot.
even
And then
need to figure out your carbs and fat throughout the day, and protein matters.
yeah. Protein matters, and I think timing of protein matters less, or timing of meals matters less than you think it does for performance, for general feeling better, for mental wherever you're at. Like maybe that probably still matters quite a bit.
But you don't need to like fuel up for your workout.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people just need to feel a certain way to work out too. So that's sort of different. Whether that's real or imagined, it doesn't really matter because whatever
maybe those
they
shorts
need to
help.
feel, yeah, exactly. Whatever they need to feel to get a workout, and I think they should do.
Yeah.
So, like, I remember when I first started wrestling, you know, I would eat something, then go play soccer or whatever. But then in wrestling, you can't eat. So then I'm like, man, how am I going to get through this workout on an empty stomach? And now I am the opposite. Like, I feel horrible if I work out right after I eat. Like, that's insane to me that people like, but Brittany's like, I need to eat something before I work out. Otherwise they'll have no energy. And I'm like, it must be just different, you know.
Well, yeah, it's how adapted your body is to that kind of thing. You trained your body to, you know, use fat as fuel or dump glucose from your liver to do something high intensity.
Oh, I guess if we want to do a bonus one, everything, here's something I wish I knew. Everything is a high intensity interval training. No one has made up any new workouts ever. It's just everything is a hit workout. I feel like every fitness trainer says, we're doing something sick. It's secret. It's called high intensity interval training, or high it for short. I think that, that's a good one, but it's also like everybody knows what that is almost. I mean, I guess my mom didn't. Although my mom does. Of course she does.
Well, I don't know because it varies, right? Like we talked to, you know, Complete Burn, and she was saying like she can't like you shouldn't do it more than 3 times a week, right? And you can't do it 2 consecutive days in a row.
And her interview intensity was way higher.
Right? So I have a friend who's like, yeah, I do this HIIT workout at this gym. Like she's telling me about a place here in LA. And I was like, how often do you go? She's like, 4, 5, 6 times a week. And I'm like, what? She's like, well, it's not. I'm like, I do Tabata for 4 minutes. I'm going to throw up. And then I will not do that again for another week. And she's like, well, it's not like that. Like they call it HIIT, but really it's just like weightlifting or whatever. So, I mean, at least she was aware of it. But I feel like a lot of this HIIT training really isn't going to spike your blood sugar, isn't the type of intensity that Leah Purcell's talking about or the stuff that we do.
Yeah.
So everything is HIIT because everybody's just calling it that now.
Right. Silly.
Which it was why it was cool to talk to Leah about like intensity level. And she's like, you better not be able to talk.
I know. I'm like, can I breathe? Should I be able to breathe?
Because I think that really does make a difference, right? If you are making your body go into fight or flight versus, you know, just like steadily getting through a workout for 30 minutes.
Yeah. And the distinction, it's up to you, but just know that everything isn't high intensity. Everything isn't slow, steady state. Everything, you know what I mean? Like everything doesn't exactly fall into what you're falling into. So just try to figure out what you're.
And all of it works too. I'm not saying you should only do HIIT.
But you should.
Yeah. Get an assault bike and use it for 4 minutes a week. That is my tip for the new year. Yeah. All right. Well, what are your goals for Fitheads this year?
This was interesting. This was one of our YouTube comments that I thought hit. That was one of the ones that hit. Probably. It hit hard. This is sort of a bigger than us kind of goal. It's like a world goal. I would actually like to work out with one of our guests.
Yep. That's what I
I'd
wrote
like to
out
have a
too.
guest, and like we'll do a workout either before or after, and then we'll like do an episode of the podcast either before or after. I don't think we should do it during because obviously we'll
Nah,
get the breath from our
we thought
hit.
about the gimmick that where you have to do the workout while we interview you.
Yeah, that would be fun too.
Yeah. Or just being in person again. Gosh, thinking back to having Stanimal sitting his giant butt on my tiny couch trying to fit, making my bear
your
look
building
little.
was like your building was straining under his weight. Yeah, I mean that was so much fun, and it sucks that we only did two episodes in person.
Well,
Before
3 if you count the one that we did together, just us.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, like working out or having somebody in person would be really fun, and getting a workout in with them too would be really fun.
Yeah, I also think it might be cool for us to do tests and report back. I don't know. This is spitballing. Like I want to be a vegan for 30 days, you know, and it'd be cool to do an episode of us like talking through that experience. But that would also mean that you would have to commit to that too, or maybe it's just you interviewing me and my experience because you couldn't go vegan for a month.
So like you're weird. Ready to go? Comment. Yeah.
Or have a vegan on, you know, like have people on that have done.
Yeah, maybe we'll try it for like a week, and then we'll have like a lifelong person on, and I'm like, yeah, I hated it, and they're like, yeah, I know. I'm like, cool, good episode.
Great. So just trash vegans in 2021.
Although, if we're being completely honest, I think it's pretty clear that plant-based diet is the best for you. I honestly do think.
You do agree?
I completely agree. And it's because everybody I know that does it, not only sort of, it's not even that they brag about it or that they're like snooty about it, but they always say like, yeah, no, I sleep really well. Yeah, no, I stopped getting like pimples, or like my hair stopped falling out, or like whatever. Like their body, like little indicators that, and then they're always shredded. And I'm like,
is it because they switched from having Doritos to that?
Oh.
You know, you don't know if it wasn't that they switched to vegan, it was that they switched to caring about what goes into their food.
Yeah, that's a good excuse. That's a good excuse for me not to do it.
Yeah, right. We should get a carnivore on too, because this diet, now that it's new, because cavemen apparently did it.
Yeah, it's pretty old.
It's like everyone's stoked on carnivore diet, and that's a complete opposite of vegan. And that seems to be the same thing. My hair is great now. I sleep so well. Everything is wonderful. Look at my carnivore craps.
Yeah. I don't know. I've seen a couple where they tried it and they were like, this is horrifying.
So right. Well, that also keto, like going through the keto flu is rough. So I think it's
keto flu is bad. I think also, I wonder how sustainable keto is. Keto. I don't know. It's, I think I will have to be proven wrong that plant-based is not the right way to do it. Unfortunately, it's not quite enticing enough for me to do it.
Stop eating hot dogs.
For me to try it.
Right.
But you never know. New year, new me.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. All right. Again, we totally want to hear from you guys. So hit us up in the comments. Tell us where you are on your journey. If any of this resonated with you. If you think we are idiots and believe the complete opposite. No protein. All plants.
All Doritos.
What do you think? All Doritos. You know, we can do that too.
Are you like a normal person who likes red Doritos, or are you like a weird person who likes purple Doritos?
What the...
Cool Ranch? Cool Ranch is good if you have something spicy. You need the Cool Ranch to calm it down.
That's nonsense. You're speaking nonsense.
The underrated best Dorito is actually the purple bag. Spicy sweet chili.
Spicy sweet. So they add extra sugar in? Great.
So good, yeah. They just added chili into my Dorito. They didn't, though. They just made something that made my brain think of chili. Ugh, it's so frustrating.
I can't tell if we're going to get sponsored by them or like copyright dinged.
The Dorito
Man, we need
police.
to stop talking about Doritos.
And I'm like, what? This guy's good. He's good.
Yeah, you can talk about him. I'm not allowed. All right, cool. Well, this was lovely. And next episode, we should have another guest joining us. So let us know what you think about these Max Alley episodes, too, because we might start doing more of that. just setting up a premise, whether it is going vegan or listing our tips, things that we've learned, or
Yeah.
perhaps like pop culture fitness things that we came across lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to hear what you guys want or experimenting.
We're in.
Sweet. Well, we'll see you next week.
Subscribe on Apple Podcasts.